So mandatory minicamp is officially here for the Chicago Bears, and we have some footage from members of the Bears media. We saw Caleb Williams making some throws, and pretty much every single position going through drills. Mandatory minicamp is of course a step up from OTAs. Everyone has to be there unless they're injured or they're excused for some other extravagant reason. So really, there was a new intensity with everyone in the building and things starting to shape up. So in this video, I want to give you guys an inside look at everything that went down over the last few days during these minicamps. Who stood out, and then I also want to talk about just Bears news going on right now because it is June and we are one step at a time getting closer and closer to week 1 of the 2025 NFL season. But before I do get into everything today, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 60,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Alright, so the Bears started out their minicamp working on some basic rollbacks and handoffs. All the quarterbacks participated in this drill. We got to see DeAndre Swift back in action, actually taking some of these handoffs as well as the backups. I really think if Ben Johnson wants to fully maximize Caleb Williams, that he has to get the run game going in 2025. He can't let opposing defenses bank on passing plays more than 75% of the time. And you also want Swift to put Caleb Williams in good situations to air it out and make a play, like those second and third down and short situations. We saw the receivers working on their blocking, something that is super important to the success of an offense. Having receivers that can throw down blocks, open up those huge run plays. Receivers of course block on jet sweeps, screens. Blocking is one thing receivers do that often gets overlooked by the general public. Everyone is only focused on the catches, the yards, those type of stats for like fantasy football. But someone can have a good game with little production, but they laid down some great blocks. There are so many facets to the game of football that people don't pay as much attention to as they should. Anyways, we got to see a lot of footage of the 7th round pick in Kyle Monangai. We saw a lot of him over the last few weeks in rookie minicamps and OTAs, but now we have even more footage. A lot of the Bears coaching staff thinks this is a guy that can surprise a lot of people, even if it isn't this year as a rookie. Many people think he has the stuff to break out in some point in his career, but right now he is just taking things day by day and is learning as much as he can and just enjoying the process. He was doing a bunch of footwork stuff, showing off that explosiveness and stop and go ability. He was also working on his receiving game a bit. He was working on his upfield movement and breaking down a fake defender. Obviously, it was just not him out there. The entire backfield was out there, but the best footage from the day was of him, so that's what I can show you from this drill. Here we got to see the running backs doing some pass catching drills, just running a small route, turning around in what would be like a curl route in the flat, securing the catch and turning upfield. Again, just super basic stuff, but I thought it was worth showing. But one of the main things from today, really the biggest takeaway according to multiple inside sources, was Caleb Williams, because he finally looked really good out there. It looks like he's starting to turn a corner. He really geared things up, and he and Zacchaeus connected a lot throughout the day. Really the storyline through OTAs and the thing everyone was talking about was Caleb Williams struggling, and I mean, you're often going to get that from the media. People love to stir up drama and create controversy even if it doesn't really exist, and that may have been what we were seeing last week. But at the same time, whenever Caleb Williams doesn't have a good day, I think what should happen is the defense should be highlighted and praised. You want days where the defense wins, and you want days where the offense balls out. Really, you just want to see balance, but today was Caleb Williams' day. He made a lot of great throws. He looked comfortable. He looks like he's starting to settle in to what Ben Johnson wants him to do. It is kind of annoying that I don't have access to the actual 11 on 11 footage like I do for some other teams, but really everything I just said, you can go on Twitter or X and see it's legit. A ton of sources are backing it up. The Bears have a good competitive environment going right now. It's exactly what you would want to see out of a mandatory minicamp, and if there ever was a time for the Bears to turn things around from their 5-12 season and get things going, the time would be this season with a new head coach in Ben Johnson, who was of course a big part in the Lions' success over the past 2 years. I mean, there is no reason why the Bears offense should not be successful this year. It's year 2 for Caleb. He knows what he's getting into. The team already experienced that Washington Commanders loss and learned from it. They went through the young team struggles and showed some promise. Now it's just about consistency and putting it all together on Sundays when things really matter. But talent-wise, there is no question that the Bears have what it takes. They have the talent to match up with anyone. You got Caleb Williams under center, who has the ability to be a top 10 quarterback in the league. You got Swift and Johnson in the backfield, and an O-line that was improved and will be looking to be better. Obviously, that receiving core is what everyone highlights, even still when looking at this roster. Guys like DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, who has such a high ceiling, now Luther Burden, who everyone is talking about, Cole Kmet and Loveland are at tight end. This team is loaded with talent, so it's good to see that battles are going on at camp. It's good to see everyone there is taking it serious and trying to get better, setting that foundation in place. And I know I'm kind of just talking in circles right now, and things don't really get real until training camp with pads, but still, if you're a Bears fan, you really should be pretty excited about what is happening. Anyways, getting away from me talking and all the highlights from today, let's take a look at what some of the guys themselves had to say in their pre and post practice press conferences. I'm just going to play them all at the same time. We heard from guys like DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, and even Cole Kmet. So here's what was said.
How would you describe playing for Ben with the little time that you've had with him through the spring?
It's fun, but intense. A lot of hard work goes into it, and you got to be on your P's and Q's, and you got to know the playbook.
How was it nipped in the bud?
How was it?
Yeah.
I just said I ain't going to do it again.
Jay, talking about that intensity from Coach Johnson, we've seen it, we've heard about it a little bit. As good as you've been in this league throughout your career, respectfully, you've never been around like a winning culture and organization for any extended period of time. How do you take his intense coaching without like entrusting it's taking you where you want to go and not just like, this is getting on my nerve?
I don't think it get on your nerves. It's just more like, dang, you got to look at deep down in yourself and be like, did I really mess up? Did I execute the play at the highest level that I can? Was I slacking or was it perfect? So that's what he wants, perfection. But we know we all can't be perfect every play. So just being as close as we can is the best thing.
He's how can I put it? More serious because he got to be. But like I said, he's done a hell of a job. Just seeing him transition, even from when I was where I was before, just seeing his growth as a coach and as a man. Excited to play for him. Again.
How has the scheme evolved from when you were in it in Detroit to where it is now?
From when I left, I don't know if it's the same from when I left. But as we installing and things are starting to come back to me a little bit more. But the offense we have and all the concepts and run game and all the different stuff that he's doing, he's one of the smartest football minds I've been around. He's really, really intelligent.
Well, I don't know if I've been asked to like mentor per se, but like I still got things that I got to work on and I got to achieve. You know, I think like when I was a rookie, we had Jimmy here, and Jimmy was like 32 or 33 at the time, and I don't know if I should say this publicly, but he probably wouldn't have said it then, but probably on the back end of his career at that point. And I don't necessarily feel like I'm at that stage of my career yet. So maybe a little different in that regard. But that being said, you know, getting to know Colson's been great so far, and I want to give him as much knowledge as I can and, you know, give him all the things that I've learned and get him up to pace as soon and as quickly as possible so that he can go out there and be the best football player that he can be this year and going forward. And
that's really all I have for this video. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point. And if you enjoyed, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate your feedback because I work super hard on these videos. I know it's not the most exciting time ever. It's just mandatory minicamps, but still it's great to see football activities happening. It's great to see the intensity start to ramp up. And whenever there's football news, I'm going to talk about that. If you know me, you know that. I'm such a nerd. But yeah, thank you all once again for watching. Please be sure to stay tuned for future uploads, and until then, I will see you all later.